students, I'm Aanchal Sharma, your educator. In this video, we are going to talk about mass communication, a topic from which a lot of questions are asked. In this video, we'll quickly revise what are the basic functions and importance of mass communication, and of course, we'll talk about mass media as well. So, communication, as we know, is to make something common, is to communicate to few people maybe, or to a large group maybe, or maybe to one person. So there can be different types of communication. It can be interpersonal, intrapersonal. It can be you're talking directly to a group, so it can be group communication. It can be mass communication. Now, so this mass communication that we are discussing is talking to the masses. What is the difference between group communication and mass communication? Group communication, in group communication, you know that you are talking to people who you can count. At least they are countable. And you know that they are going to reply to you. So in a class, if I'm teaching, it becomes group communication. But mass communication is different because, of course, there is heterogeneity in the people. I don't know whom I am talking to. I will not get the feedbacks. Maybe I can get feedbacks, maybe I won't get feedback. So a YouTube video through which I'm talking to masses becomes an example of mass communication because I don't know to whom I am talking to. While in group communication, I know whom I'm talking to. So group communication is homogeneous. I know that all of these people are studying here and they are coming to the class for this specific purpose. While for the mass communication, we see that it is heterogeneous in nature because I don't know who is listening to me, from where the video would be circulated. So there are two types of mass communication. Mass communication can be micro in nature or it can be macro in nature. So just as the name says, micro means for the smaller people, macro means for the wider people. So micro mass communication, in this type of communication, we communicate with the smaller number of people, such as some professor is talking to a student, but of course they do not know whom they are talking to. Usually this type of mass communication does not require any channel or for conveying the message to the audience. Then we have the macro mass communication. In this type of mass communication, we communicate with the larger group of people. So we are talking to a larger group of people. We communicate for conveying our messages to the larger group of people through radio. We can use TV, we can use magazines or posters or the podcast as well. In this way, the sender uses some channel for talking to the different people because communication with large people is not possible without using any channel, right? So if I'm talking to you, I use some channel here to talk. I'm making this video. This is a YouTube platform. This is a channel. This is a media I am using. So for mass communication to happen, you need what? You need mass media. So mass media is the medium that you are using to talk. Then a simple linear model of mass communication looks like this, and of course it is situational in nature and it can change according to the situations. So there is a reporter, there is a report, there is a media, and this media will use and write, of course, will look at the current happenings, what are happening, and of course look at what the reporter is saying and will give the audience what they need, and the audience can give a feedback. If it is a long chain, then there can be a delayed feedback. Sometimes the feedback is also missed, right? So there is a reporter is in direct contact with the audience as well, because he's not directly contacting the audience, indirectly in contact with the audience, and the media is also influenced by the reporter, and the report is something that he is preparing, right? So there are different kinds of networks that can happen here, and gatekeeping also is observed in this kind of flow or the model of mass communication. Then let us discuss some functions of mass communication. So mass communication is very effective and it is a very powerful tool. In our country, mass communication had played a very important role because it is bringing together different amounts of people and it is bringing together the different cultures. right? So it is very effective and powerful tool. It is used by the government and it plays a very important role for making and seeing that there should be stability in the government part. Unity of the nation is also created because of mass communication. On the other hand, it plays an important role in the society. In the simple words, mass communication can have a lot of functions. What are these? First is the source of information. Mass communication is used so that we can get information. Human wants to know each other. They want to know everything about the world. They have the need to inquire. They have the need to know. They need to fulfill their own aspirations, and for that they need to be aware. And for that, mass communication becomes very important. At different aspects, we need information, we need education, we need entertainment. And all of this is only happening because of mass media and mass communication. Awareness about society. Though mass communication, through mass communication, man becomes aware of the reality and aware about the facts also that are happening. So awareness about the world is needed for a man to grow and to become an active citizen. This is done by the mass media and mass communication. So the awareness about the society is another function. It will throw the light on the information and the current happenings. Cultural propagation. Now, cultural propagation is very important. For example, if you just hear some news, you will realize that this is the current happening that is going on in another country. So, not visiting only, but by being at your home only, you will realize that this current happening is happening somewhere else. So, that is why news becomes so important. Then to promote good objectives. So journalism promotes good objectives in the society. It creates a sense of responsibility in the citizen of the country. It promotes ethical values. It presents solution to the general problems of the people, etc. So we all know that a good impact is seen when you are updated. This media is creating responsible citizens, and they are also promoting the ethics inside you, the ethical values, and they're also presenting the solutions. Then comes the mutual understanding. So mass communication provides a platform to the people to present their own views and express their own feelings and thoughts. So if mass communication is not biased with anyone, and of course it is real in nature, then it will be giving power to everyone. Even the subalterns who are not heard will have the power to come forward and talk, right? So this means that they can express themselves, they can talk about themselves, they can share their own knowledge, they can interchange their own ideas. People do agree that certain points are important, and the mutual understanding between the people can be created. So mutual understanding is necessary for the development of the society, and it is done by mass communication and mass media. Then public opinion building. Now you need to have some opinions to talk about something. For example, a political party will campaign, will talk about itself, and then only you will come to know about the different ideologies that they are holding. This means that opinion are very important. So the public option or the public opinions that we have is the power which can make and destroy the government without any difficulty. In this respect, print media, especially the newspapers, are the most effective source of informing the people and forming their own opinions. So the public opinion is shaped by using these newspapers, editorials, columns, features, articles, pictorial representations. You must have seen there are always comic strips in any newspaper you pick up. So what is this? This is just a way to capture the attention and to create opinions. right? There are news summaries, there are different opinions, there are opinions about the nation, international issues, environment, etc. So newspaper holds a very important position, and they are trying to form and build different opinions. Then comes accountability. So mass media is the reflection of the society. It is talking about the society and the people they are including. So all come together when we talk about mass communication. It makes the people accountable. Media keep a check on the different departments of the government as well. So government also becomes accountable. They know that someone is watching them. Media acts as a watchdog. Like, for example, the municipality will work better because they know that they are being watched. Vis-a-vis, we know that there are the other related departments that work better. Their abilities, their functions, their officials work better because there is the presence of media. Yes, of course, there are few negative impacts of media as well. For example, too much, it can intrude your privacy as well. Or you can say that media is not leaving us anywhere. So it can be, it can intrude basically in your life as well, but there are a lot of benefits. Hence, we know that this mass communication is very important. It is also called as the fourth pillar of the state. Watchdog of national interest. Now, the journalism also provides protection of the national interest of the country by keeping a check on the different elements of the society. And when the different elements and the harmful effects that are seen in the country are being watched, then of course sometimes they are eliminated on their own, and you can also work on it. It is the responsibility of the newspaper to defend their country without any fear. So the in mass communication we have different theories, and in our class we have discussed all of these theories. What is the bullet theory, what is the most important theory that we have, that is the indoctrination, and all of these are seen and we did it in the class. So all of this is also related to that only. They are saying that if the media is, or if the media that is communicating with you is not biased to any government, they are very true to them, very true to their citizens as well, which is the most important role of a media, then only the proper awareness would be done and the nation building would be done. So the media cannot listen bad about their country, and this newspaper then becomes the most important medium to talk to people and to create awareness. Then comes the last function, that is the fourth pillar of state. So journalism is called as the fourth pillar of the state. It is very effective in any part, make it judiciary or administrative, etc. If journalism does not display its role effectively, then you call it as then you can call it as harmful for the state. So they need to be true, they need to portray the correct pictures. That is why true and positive way of representation is very important. Now, there can be different types of media that are used to communicate and talk to the masses. There can be print media. You can use newspapers, magazine, books, novels, comics, journals, publications, etc. There can be the broadcast media like films, television and radio. There can be outdoor and transition media like the bulletin boards, like the billboards or the posters, the banners. While you're traveling, you always see these overhead boardings, etc. And these are called as the transit media. Then we have a digital media, and we call it as new media as well. Social media, video platforms, websites, phone apps, e-books, podcasts, online radios are all examples of the new media that we are having. Then the basic functions to just culminate what we have done. So we know that identity of the people are formed when the mass communication is done properly. It talks about the social needs. It gives us information. It helps us make decisions. So it will give us the power to have different opinions, to raise our voices, and it will give us the decision making power. It will convince and influence us. It makes us emotional. It will talk about the different cultures. We can propagate culture. There can be interaction. entertainment. We cannot forget it. Media is so important. Mass communication helps us get entertainment. Then instructions, socialization, persuasion is done. Say advertisements. What are advertisements doing? They are persuading you. Then they give warning, they give education, they give you a platform to transfer your ideas, to talk about your opinions, for education and for understanding the world. So I guess education is repeated, right? So I hope you understood why do we need mass communication. Mass communication firstly can be of different types. You're talking to less number of people, more number of people, but one quality of mass communication is that feedback is often delayed or there is no feedback at all. Mass communication is important because it gives us the platform to talk about ourselves, to raise our opinion, form our opinion, talk about ourselves, come forward and represent. Of course, it will give us information, it will educate us, it will persuade us, it will give us instructions, it will help in culture propagation, and it will help in socialization as well. And there can be different mediums, there can be different media that is used. So this media is the platform which is needed to talk to the mass. That is, mass communication needs mass media. The mass communication can need and can talk to people using print media like newspapers, like broadcasting media like films. Films also propagate a lot of knowledge. Then there is the transit media like the bulletin boards. It can be digital or new media because now everything is online. We are using internet for everything. So e-newspapers, e-books, mobile apps, etc. are all ways to talk to the people. So YouTube becomes what? It becomes the new media we are using. We are educating, we are persuading, we are talking, we are giving you space to talk. All of these are the functions of mass communication which brings together the society and has a good impact on the cultural propagation. Right, so I hope you understood today's video. It was not at all difficult, but a lot of questions are asked from this topic. So study mass communication, mass media properly. Thank you so much.